Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about the loop statements which are done in Python. One way of doing it with the while loops. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, I don't need this. So if I don't need it, I can just all right, you know what, let me type my explanation here. Okay, so Python has two primitive um, loop commands, not statements, but they are commands. The first one, of course, here a star to start with a list, is the while loop, and the second one is the for loops. So let's take a look at actually for loops are more popular than while. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of an examples. Now let's talk about the strings. Oh, sorry, come in here. Oh no, here we go. Let me save them. So let's first talk about the strings. So since strings are arrays, we can loop through the characters in a string with a for loop. So for x in banana, this means that x is like I. In fact, most of the time we use I, so I'm going to use I. I is like we call it a counter, like we're counting here. Each letter is an I, so it's an array. Banana is an array. What does that mean? And this means that it consists of B-A-N-A-N, banana, N-A. So if I is in banana, I could be, the indexed or location of I could be 0 and it's equal to B, indexed and 1 and it's equal to A, and so forth. So if for I in banana, okay, you wanna something is wrong here. There's no indentation because I forgot not you, the the colon, and now we want to say print x. Now look at this. So for I in banana, then print x. What is x? X is up here, is given 11. Print I. I'm sorry, I changed it to I. Okay, so now good. You might ask me, what is this? Okay, wait. If you type in here print banana, you're gonna have banana as a string. But over here, the print here, the output is given in each letter in a separate line because this is an array. This is an array. So we usually use this for I in whatever, in a certain array, then we can print the results accordingly in terms of columns and rows. Okay. Now to get the length of a string, to get, for example, the length of a string. So this is all about the for loop. The while loop with Python. I'm not sure if I don't know. Let me see if I can give you an example very quickly, like very quick example for the while loop. And yeah, I hope that, I'm not sure how often you will see that, but let's just take a look. All right, let's take this example. So for example, you have I is equal to 1. Sorry. So if you have something like I is equal to 1, and you want to see if this I, so there's a condition, is less than 6, so do something, and that would be print I. So what happens here? If you are going to execute this, it's going to give you a hell of a problem because this loop is never ending. It will keep on telling me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no end. Look, there is no end. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So we start at 1 and the print I, print 1, print 1, print 1. The while here, it will never end. So let me just delete that altogether. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. So the while loop keeps on executing itself. So it's going to execute itself and print I, which is 1. So while I is equal, sorry, I is equal, not equal, less than, while I is less than 6, print I. But usually we use this loop, this while loop, to increment I. So next, do what? Increment I. Stepwise increment. Stepwise increments means incremented by 1, stepwise. So you are going to add 1 to it, and this will be 1 equal, plus equal 1. If you want to add 0.01 increment or 0.5 increments, you just increment by 0.5. And then there will be an end. It will end. So let's take a look. You don't even have to type in end. Look what happens. So I is equal to 1. When I is less than 6, yes, it is less than 6. So do the following. Print I. Okay, it's 1. But actually you have to execute two lines here. They are in the same indentation. The first line is to print I, which is now have the value or assign the value of 1 at this step. And then next you are going to increment I by 0.5. So now I, the value stored in I is not 1, but rather 1 plus 0.5, which is 1.5. Is 1.5 less than 6? Yes, it is less than 6. Okay, so printed. Okay, I'm going to print it. And then not only printed, but also incremented by 0.5. So now the value of I is not 1.5, but rather 2. And so on, so on, so on, until the value is 5.5. When it comes to 5.5, it is less than 6, and it will be printed, as you can see, and we will increment 0.5 to it. Then it becomes 6. Is 6 less than 6? No, 6 is less than or equal to 6. So in this case, it will still printed. So we can't use the less than or equal here for the while loop. We can syntax error. So it does work, but you don't have to put any spaces. So less than or equal. So I was like, why it won't work? It should work. Less than or equal to 6. So it will print until 6, because 6.5 is no longer less than or equal to 6, and then it will stop. Okay, so this is the while loop. Also another interesting keyword that usually used hand in hand with the while loop is the break. So let's say that we have I is equal to 1, as we introduced it earlier, and we have this while I is less than or equal 6, it print I, and then after printing I, test for if statement. If, and also it test if it is equal to 3. Then if it's equal to 3, what do? I want you to break. What does that mean? You will see. Now take a look. Now I is we don't have any print statement here. No, we have a print I. Something, it's working really. That is quite interesting. Maybe something is wrong here with my file. So na koto. What's wrong? This should be the same as the if indentation. Because we print this and we execute the if statement. If I is equal to 3, then a break. No, I think it should be somewhere here. Okay, I need to check why this is not working with me. This is quite interesting. I can't think of anything because it should be like the same as the if here. And it should work. I don't know why it's not working in my case. To print this, if not break, let's do that. Let's check something. It's quite weird. Oh no, it's quite weird. But I have I here set to 1. I is equal to 1. I have to put it again over here. I is equal to 1 and then it will work. Sokka. Okay, I never noticed that. It's quite interesting. Even though I have I here saved here as I equal 1, but I got consumed here. And now I is no longer equal to 1. I is just a placeholder or a storage. It is quite interesting. You guys, you know what? I have never noticed that before. But this is really interesting. If you're writing the I statement, listen, I just said that the I here will lose its assigned value to 1 and will end up being equal to 6. So over here, I is in fact is equal now. Up until here, when I executed this, I was equal to 6. So when we came here, I is less than or equal to 6, I actually wasn't less than or equal to 6. This is why nothing happened. On the other hand, if I said here 8 and I said here 10, this code will work even if I don't identify that I is equal to something, because right now I is not 1. The value of I right now is equal to 6. So now I that is ended up not equal to 1 but ended up equal to 6 at the moment, which is I plus equal to 0.5 so, multiple of times. Now this I, which is equal to 6 at the moment, is it less than or equal 10? Then print it. So let's see. Now it's going to print out 6.5, 7, 7.5, and 8. Why would it stop at 8? It will stop at 8 because if I is equal to 8, stop. So I'm telling you, keep on printing until the value is 8. So break it. This is quite interesting. I actually never noticed that before because we usually use the for statement, the for loop. I personally use the for loop more often than the while, but I know how the while operates. So the while updates the value assigned to the variable. So the first value, initial value assigned to the variable I was 1. And you see after the running the while statement, the first while statement, the value of I at the moment is, after running this code, is no longer 1. It is in fact 6. And this value will be carried over to the second while statement. So now it is I here is 6, and the test will be, or the condition will be, if 6 is less than or equal to 10, then print and else do this. Okay, so now guys, I think this is it for me for today, I think. Let me check my notes a little bit. No, I still have some little things I would like to show you. Okay, Matete, just hang in there with me. There are some little things, not only the loop for while and for, but let me show you something. For example, these are like miscellaneous. To get the length, guys, of a string, okay, use the len function. Okay, use the len function. So now let's take a look. A is equal to hello, hello world. Again and again, I hate this in every programming language. Then print A, for example, being the first letter, and then also print the len of A. So I'm printing double things. Let's see. So the first letter is H and the length is 13. This means if I wanna print the last letter will be in fact 0 to 12. It's not a letter, it's the exclamation mark. So be careful. If you type in here 13, you're not gonna get the answer, because you start with 0. Do you remember what I told you about the string? The first index is 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So even though the length is 13, right? Even though the length is 13, but even though the length is 13, the last letter, let me just put here the length, let me get rid of this so that you can easily see it. So now the length will be 12 and the last letter will be 11. So hello world. Good. So this is quite interesting. Again, I just want to make sure that you understand the index idea. Okay. Check if free is present in the following text. Let's take a look. So the text here is equal to the best things in life are free. That's not true. Actually, I would like to write a very meaningful statement that I actually have it written on my agenda. And I really love it. So greatness is a lot, actually not the greatness, but success I have. Success is a lot of small things done well, day after day. Maybe success, maybe achievements. So nice text. So now let's see, let's check for that. So if free in text, do what? Print something like a statement saying yes, free is present, for example. Take a look. It's not present. So if free is not in text, so you can say something like free is not in text, then of course it's going to print a different statement. Okay, what's next do I have? let's write this down differently. So let's say that here is text, okay, and let's say here if free not in text, what to do, print the following. You print something like no, free, not present, and then you get the answer. No, free is not present. Okay, very good. Then last thing, last is, that's it. I had here last is the while statement. Actually, I had it earlier on. Anything else? Nothing. All is good. Okay, okay. So I will see you then in on Friday. I haven't recorded the classes, the videos for Friday yet. I will record them tomorrow and upload them by the end of day on Thursday. See you again. Take care.